think most players that miss out are disappointed. I think Starkey hits the ball down the ground like that as hard as anyone I've bowled to. The Stormtroopers are great here at Gabba each year.
And the lead continues to grow for the Australians. Pat Cummins is nestled in here beside me with a big smile on his face. Pat, nice to see you as always. Welcome back to Fox Cricket. I'll get your thoughts in a moment. And Starc continues facing Atkinson. How are you, mate?
Yeah, g'day, Howie. Very well, mate. I think that's one of the better first sessions of Test cricket I watched in a fair while. Pumping a few more overs into the bowls in the hot Brisbane sun. You can see the shadow starting to crawl across the Gabba. So, brilliant partnership. I think really intelligent batting from these two. They've sucked up that pressure. Haven't gone outside of their bubble. And, it's really setting up the second innings beautifully.
How close were you to playing, and do you expect to play the next test, if selected, Pat?
I mean, first of all, yeah, should be right for Adelaide. So I'll have one more bowl tomorrow, and then we'll go to Adelaide and have another bowl there. So barring any hiccups, I'll be good to go. Body feels great.
Well, that's good news. How close were you to playing here, and what was the final deciding factor?
Yeah, so relatively close, really. You know, body feels great. I'm bowling at 100%. Probably the big question mark when coming back from a bone injury is, you know, we tend to have a bowl and have a couple of days off, recover, bowl. I haven't done back-to-back bowls. So one of the kind of high-risk things is going into a game of a test match. You're going to be expected to bowl, 2 days in a row, maybe 3 days in a row. And potentially quite a few overs. So we felt that was too risky. We started to kind of game plan. Could we try and maybe bowl 20 overs, 25 overs? With Greeny in the side as an all-rounder, we feel like we've got lots of bowling. So we really try to map out a way where I could play, but it just felt a little bit too cute in the end. It didn't really feel fair on the other bowlers or even myself as a captain. Even I had to have a bowler that I was bowling and trying to work out which overs. It just didn't quite feel right. So we thought, didn't feel like the right test match to take that risk. So kick it down the road for a week. And, Ness is the one change in the bowling lineup since Perth. And I thought it was fantastic in the first innings.
Starc, that is a magnificent stroke from Mitchell Starc. He's starting to put on a show. The 10th boundary moves to 61. Crowd smiling. And so is the man beside me.
Doesn't get much better than that. Fantastic from Starc. This guy could bat. He's got a test 99. I think he's got, close to 10 or so test 50s. And he's gutsy. He's gritted this out.
Once again, sweetly timed. Bit squarer this time. More runs off the blade of Mitchell Starc. To the rope. Big celebration down there. Diving effort by Cass. Probably have to go upstairs.
So 12 test 50s for Starkey, 5 against England. And, we talk about it quite a bit in the change room, us bowlers, as we're licking our wounds after a long day in the field. If you ever get in this position, you know how much it hurts as the opposition coming back for that one extra spell in the heat. So there's always that little bit added as well. You obviously want to score runs for the team, but it's inflicting a bit of pain. And even better, you're getting a little bit closer to bowling with that brand new pink ball under lights. So really intelligent batting from these two. And Starkey spends a lot of time working on his craft in the nets. Same with Scotty. I think Starkey hits the ball down the ground like that as hard as anyone I've bowled to.
Does he?
Big levers. So one of the numbers we throw around a little bit for the us bowlers is trying to face 30 balls. There was a KPI there for a while.
It's getting a bit of work on the ball, is Jax.
If we could get 2 of our 4 bowlers to face 30 balls, we thought that was a big tick. That would get us a long way to to building out a big score. And Scotty's done that.
Well, Mitch has faced 122. Scotty's faced 39. Loss will tell us how many Nisa faced. But in front of those KPIs at the moment, 41 for Michael Nisa.
Another thing we've spoken about over the last couple of years is a lot of Test cricket. It seems like Test matches are going the way where the last couple of wickets can really be the decider. You know, in Test matches, you saw in the first innings England, you know, put on 70 or 80 that last wicket. So you're always trying to plan around what can we do a little bit better. And I think one of the changes that we've implemented over the last couple of years that's, you know, worked quite well is just playing that long game. So I think, you know, Scotty Boland new to the crease. Jofra had his, you know, wind behind him.
They survived the over. 8 for 4, 7, 8.
And Starkey just felt like that was a moment where he could face 6 balls for a couple of overs, just get through that spell, help Scotty get into his innings. And, you know, you might cost yourself 1 or 2 runs in that moment, but here we are a couple hours later and it's worked out.
Yeah, it's a fantastic point, Pat, because it's noticeable. You're sitting up and you're thinking, oh, gee, why is he giving up runs? But it's a great explanation.
It's compounded. You know, that's one of the beauties of Test cricket as well. We're not even halfway through the game yet, so these overs, they're going to help our other batters. You know, for the second innings, there's still 3 Test matches after this. The more overs we put into the bowls, the more it compounds in our favour. The extra layer, which is sometimes harder to pick up on TV, but we speak a lot about as players, is the hardness of the ball. So one of the reasons why you want to win the toss and have a bowl. Win the toss and have a bat.
Yep.
It gives you the chance to, you know, hopefully bowling that night with a rock hard ball, and maybe you can really pick and choose for the rest of the game where you can place kind of your new ball bowling to line it up with night time. So both nights so far have been with older balls. Obviously the pitch has got a little bit harder, a little bit dry, but hopefully with that newer ball tonight, you're going to see even more action than the first 2 days.
Man in short on the offside. Boland just eases out of the way of it. How much discussion is there between yourself, the coaching staff, Steve as captain, the 2 batters out there as to what you're trying to achieve, or is it just go as you go, boys?
You know, in the instance of today, we all thought they played this morning's session, or this first session perfectly. So there'd be lots of pats on the back, you know, a bit of affirmation that they might have, you know, just tell us what they're feeling like out there, and they might go, oh, you know, should I have taken that run in the example that we spoke about earlier, and just be about reinforcing what we're doing well. And you know, before the day's play, you talk about earning the right to get the ball under lights, and the later it goes into the game, the more the game comes towards us. So just reinforcing that. But, you know, Starkey's not a big eater in the breaks. He will have a protein shake and sit in his corner. Scotty was pretty relaxed,
as he typically is. Jacks to continue to Starc.
Got a couple of players still in their training gear, a couple of the less confident ones already wired up, ready to get out there.
It's not showing a great deal of faith in Boland and Starc.
I think Alex Carey had his gloves and pads on, ready to go and keep.
He's had a fair Test match, Alex Carey. We were talking about his wicket keeping on day 1. Wow.
Incredible. It's all when Scotty walked out. Brendan Doggett sat in the front row, put his helmet on, ready to walk out. I can still see Doggy out the front there, so he might need a change of gloves himself before he walks out the bat.
He looks like he's having a little kip. No, there he is. He's still awake.
He's ready to go.
Pat, you play all around the world. The support here, you've got the Stormtroopers, the Barmy Army have been going from day 1 in Perth. They're still going, Pat.
There they go. I mean, the support's been fantastic from both sides. You know, even the 10-day break in between the 2 Test matches, there's been a buzz. So, I put on a brave face there, I think.
Darth Vader with the beef eater. That's a wide delivery.
The Stormtroopers are great here at the Gabba each year.
Yep. There was an arrival of Princess Leia earlier on to much acclaim.
A little bit of a theory going around, and it's a bit like England when the clouds come over. So the shadows coming over the pitch. Give it 20 minutes or so, let the temperature drop a little bit, and that's when the grass starts to come alive, and a little bit more moisture in the grass, and ball starts to swing around. So
20 minutes after the shadows cross the pitch?
A lot of the time, that same in England, when the clouds come over, it might not be instant, but give it 10 minutes, 20 minutes. A change of temperature in the pitch makes things happen.
Would you like to look at some highlights of Mitchell Starc and talk us through your great mate's batting? 76 for 135 balls, 13 fours. You can throw the Starc arc in there as many times as you want.
Let's do that. And there he is. Cut shot, not normally one of his main shots, but got a couple away over the top early. Stands nice and still and tall. That's a beautiful shot through the covers. It's another great shot. He's, in amongst a lot of those highlights, you've seen a really disciplined display of batting as well. Any width, any full length on offer, he will have a swing, but a lot of his innings built around his defence and leaving the ball well.
We talked about Turn, obviously Nathan not playing in the test match. Good mate, good teammate. He's taken over 500 wickets for his country as a mate, and most often he's captain. Do you say anything to him, or is it just leave him be?
Oh yeah, I always chat to him. I think most players that miss out are disappointed. It's 2 test matches ago, Nath missed out in the West Indies as well. It was a pink ball, similar scenario. It is quite a different format. Obviously Will Jacks is bowling at the moment. That's relatively late in the innings. And I dare say as it gets later and further on the lights, spin won't really play a factor in the third session. So there's just less windows, I think, for spin bowling in pink ball cricket, and Nate's obviously been fantastic. But a lot more kind of 2, 3, 4 day test matches as opposed to my first couple of years. They were all 5 days. That kind of window for spin bowling is shrinking in some of these games, but I'm not a selector, but I dare say he'll be back out there in Adelaide Oval.
Meanwhile, you're keeping the opposition out there. Archer 25, Atkinson 28, Carson to his 26, Stokes to bowl 24s. A lot of overs into the English attack. Straight up in the air. Oh, the two fielders colliding! Catch is taken anyway. Stokes gave Duckett the elbow and held onto it. So a fine innings comes to an end. Toe to the touch, nearly went to ground, but a wonderful knock from Mitchell Starc.
Absolutely brilliant. It's a pretty good length delivery. He went after him, just didn't quite middle that one, but fantastic innings. 141 deliveries, kept the scoreboard ticking over. That could be match defining, so well done. Get in there, quick shower, freshen up, and big role to play tonight, hopefully.
Batted for just over 2.5 hours. What's on for the rest of the day? Just go and sit there and rest up and watch the wickets fall from your perspective, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. It's pretty stress-free for me at the moment up here.
It always seemed pretty stress-free, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I'll go out and have a bowl tomorrow, either here or down the road at Allen Borderfield in the morning, and cheer the guys on. But yeah, just had a bat before, so I'll make myself a little coffee. Or
how'd you hit him?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Did you face your 30 balls? Cast to Doggett, and he leaves it alone. Good on you, Pat. We appreciate your time.
Thanks,
hopefully we see you next time out on the field in Adelaide. Good on you, mate.
Beauty. Cheers, Howard.
Beautifully done with Patrick Cummins.